So welcome again, everybody. May 22nd. I was looking when we started these, and it was right around March 20th, I think, is the first one I had recorded. And like, my God, the world's changed a lot in the last 2 months. I'd say that we've gone back and forth a little bit, and I'm just super excited as to where we are right now. You've heard me say it a bunch, but I would have taken this in a heartbeat. If this was 6 weeks ago and someone said this is the way it's going to be, awesome. I think the crazy part is the opportunity that's there for everybody right now, based on a ton of people being home. Like, the idea of having a challenge to do 10 estimates in a day, and knowing that like a ton are going to do it versus a goal of 10 estimates in a week. And that being a very real thing is, I think it's something to be said and to take advantage of. So like we've said, we're going to use the town hall here to get tactics from the field, from people that are getting results right now. And we'll start with tactics, and then Tony, you can share some of just thoughts that you're seeing from out and about. But general tactics, why don't we go west to east? We'll start west to east. So Max, why don't you kick it off? You've been crushing the external. You want to share just a little bit real quick to frame it, what your results have been and what you've been doing to get those results, whether it's on marketing or production side. But take it away, Max. Can we hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I got you, man.
Yeah. Okay. So starting off, I was doing a lot of door-to-door sales, and I found the best time to be throughout the week, from about 11 to 2 o'clock, and then from about 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And on the weekends, I found the best time to be kind of past noon, or starting at 11 to about 7 again. So before production, I was just cold calling a lot to get those results. And now that production started, I really have found that job site marketing is a huge thing for me, especially with referrals, if you do a really good job the first time. So one thing that I have done that I think is worth sharing, let me just get out on my phone, but to every customer that I do, I send a personal email to them, and I've created a template, just basically thanking them for their business one more time with the price and some before and after photos, just so that even next year I can send that to them and say, this is your before and after last year, and this is what we did for you. Is this something you'd like again this year? So for example, if I just take out one of these emails. So for example, this is, I don't know if you can see, but this is an email that I sent to a customer that we did yesterday with some before photos of the gutters and after photos. And then here's some nice photos of the windows. And I always take photos of the gutters because they can't see. So I want to make sure that they know that we did a good job. So it goes something like this. I say, "Hi, Tony. It was great working on your house today and seeing the difference that it's made. It's hard to believe how much dirt and grime can build up around your home over the course of the winter. The total price to clean your outside windows as well as clean the insides of your gutters was $311.14, including tax." And then I just go about how they can pay me via e-transfer, my email, or write out a check or cash and pay in their earliest convenience. And I also say, just for fun, I thought you might enjoy seeing a couple of the before and after photos that we took when we were there. And then I say, if you enjoyed the work that we did on your house, or any of your neighbors compliment you on the new clean look, please feel free to give them my name and number, as I would love to do their house as well. Thanks again. So I think that's been really big because I've gotten so many referrals off of sending those types of emails. Personal emails, I have a template, but I change it up a little per each customer. It only takes about 2 minutes, but I get paid sooner, and I get a lot more referrals that way. So yeah, that's kind of how the marketing side has been going.
Awesome, Max, man. I don't even see it. I've got like goosebumps. Like, that's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's love it. I love it. That's why you're getting referral. It's genuine, right? And it's about the customer. I think that's the biggest part, is like all of that stuff is just focused on being customer centric with some of that. So awesome job, Max. Thanks for sharing that. And if you could even reply to the newsletter, I send out just reply all with a copy of it. That'd be amazing. Like, even just an example, like, get the tactics out there. I'd love to see that. And again, I think that's the power of our group is you can do something like that and you can just literally reply all and get it out to everybody. So
yeah, and another thing is also a lot of customers that were doing this early, they're still hesitant of having work done inside. But what I do is if they have a glass railing and I haven't included it, I'll do both sides of one of the glass railings so they can see how it looks. Or if they'll let me, I'll do both sides of one window, like the dirtiest window, like their kitchen window. So then their wife is like, get that back here. I want to do the inside windows in, July or something. So I've booked a lot of inside work going forward for people seeing that we've done a good job. So yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome job, Max. Congrats on the progress you've made this year. So congrats.
My school ends in 3 weeks, so I'm really excited for that.
Well, then you get unleashed. Take the chains off and off you go. No more calculus in your car while you're doing literally.
Yeah, that happened. I had to take a pre-calculus test on a job site. Yeah.
Love it. It's such a good story. Congrats, Max, on it, and thanks for sharing. Dan, I heard you had a real big day yesterday, and I know Jess is out there, so I'll let you share again. What are you getting done, and how are you doing it? Thanks, and thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. So I've basically just been focusing on something that James Peters told me, and it's about delegation. So he said that if you're doing something, you should also be training someone to do the same thing you're doing at the exact same time. So I've taken that approach to marketing, and basically last week, every time I went out cold calling, I was training another marketer. So now I have 4 now, and then I'm training 1 Monday, training next Tuesday. And basically that's made my job just sitting at home, doing admin, and then waiting for the leads to come in and calling clients and setting up jobs. So my business has cleaned up quite a bit just from doing that. It's allowed me to focus on other things. And my marketers are estimating for me too. So like literally all I'm doing is scheduling people in. It's worked out a lot for me. And then, like you said, Jess is here. So we're working on job site marketing too, just another way of getting more leads coming in that I don't even have to go see the client for.
Beautiful. And what'd you book yesterday? Like I think Jess was saying, what'd you book yesterday?
I booked like $4,000 yesterday, just off like doing a bunch of callbacks. So yeah.
Again, we talked about one of the newsletter themes from before, I think it was last week actually, was follow-up. So I think that's a huge just tactic to not lose. Like, it can be so consuming to be going forward and do more and more and more, capture more and more and more. Don't forget about the work and the time and the leads and the estimates you've invested in, right? So $4,000 through callbacks, like huge, right? Like huge. So congrats, Dan, on that. And that senior, I can see the senior swag a little bit, like not in the aggressive way, but you get a little bit of that senior confidence in you right now. So that's it's awesome. Just doesn't hurt that things are going well, and I'm not surprised. But congrats on the progress you're making out there too.
Thanks.
Awesome, Dan. Thanks for sharing. Connor, off to a rockin' start here. Like you and I were in our interview process, I'd say a month ago. So I'll pass it over to you because you've been on just hit the ground running. So I guess for you, if you can share just the what you booked over the last few weeks and just in general, like what you've been doing to be able to be on that pace.
Yeah. So like you said, I got onboarded a little later than most people. So I felt like I had some catch up to do. So in order to do that, I kind of had a big first week with a lot of momentum, and I kept that going throughout the 2 following weeks. But mainly what I've been doing is kind of like Dan said, I've been taking out guys that I know and training them every time I go cold calling, and kind of bringing on 1 or 2 more every time and bringing them to the doors and showing them kind of how I approach it, and then letting them learn from experience, and they kind of go off on by themselves. I noticed that I have a lot more success on nice sunny days. People are outside, people are doing their gardens, and it's a lot more easier to approach and talk to somebody when they're at the end of their driveway rather than going up to their door. I feel like they're a lot more friendly. I feel like also on those sunny days, people can really see how dirty their windows are, and it's just more effective that way. So I try and take advantage of all the nice days. What I've also been doing, I typically have a crew of two others when we go for production. But yesterday I brought my fourth guy that's trained to produce, and what I kind of did with him is I got him trained on the windows, but then whenever we didn't need him, I just sent him door to door. So I found that was worth it because there wasn't a lot of time, especially with the beginning of production. We were kind of struggling to hit budgets because none of us have ever done this before. But having an extra guy that's can help out on the job site so that we can get moving quicker, and then also have him go in and knocking on doors to generate leads as well has been really, really effective. I also kind of like to lead by example. So by me being kind of like the hardest working, them seeing me just nonstop working, I feel like it motivates them a lot, and they can kind of strive to improve and do better. But yeah, that's kind of the things that I've been doing that have made my couple weeks good.
Awesome. And for you again, you booked, it was just shy of $7,000 last week. You had an $8,000 week in there too somewhere. You might have even gone back to back $8,000 weeks to start off, right? So
yeah, I think I was around 9, and then I got like a 6,000 week 2, and then 7 last week, something like that.
Yeah. So again, like just sharing not just the how, but the what too. So thanks, Connor, for jumping on, and just general themes that I'm hearing. A couple of things. One, like you just said it there, but pace of the leader, pace of the pack, right? That's where it is. There's some good decisions being made by people that are getting big results to spend more time and focus on the marketing and not get sucked into production. And on top of that, it sounds like people are building teams and focusing on the customer. So if there's a few things in there, I think, you can't get rid of the hard work, right? You can't think about push-ups. That doesn't really do anything for anybody. You guys are out there like doing the work and doing the push-ups, but focusing energy into the right things that are creating leverage, but at the same time doing it with a marketing momentum focus as well. So awesome job again, Connor, on your start. Congrats on your start and the progress, and you're going to get to where you want to go this year. I know we talked a lot about that in the interview process, so congrats. I'm glad the other thing that you had didn't really work out, because I think this seems like a good fit for you, man.
Yeah, it turned out to work in my benefit. So
yeah, absolutely. So thanks, Connor. Tony, I'll pass it off to you. Just general thoughts, and we'll wrap up.
Thanks. I mean, I don't know how I follow all that. I feel like my life is, although I'm working with 6 other businesses inside Clear Summit Group, as well as College Pro, to embolden the entrepreneurial spirit. And I wish I had more College Pro people in all the other businesses. I got to tell you, respecting all the other businesses in case they ever hear this town hall and then on my ass. Number one thing is safety first. Imprint that on everyone. Start with it every day. Tattoo it somewhere. It doesn't matter. That's the most important thing. What everyone on the call needs to know. Behind the scenes, Aaron and I, with some other help, we're thinking about how we 10x this experience for you, not only this year, but how do we flow into next year, 2021. We've gotten a lot of inquiries about how do we just start thinking about 2021 as we do 2020. We're already starting to think about that. And just, I love it because entrepreneurship's a contact sport. You can't outthink that forever. We can outthink it, and then it's a contact sport and you problem solve in real time. And I can tell you a theme that's happened that I'm seeing in a bunch of other businesses as well, and in College Pro, I see a little bit, and I don't know who's listening to this, that when you hear all those great stories, you say, well, that's not me. And I'm not doing that. If there's some of that, hopefully there's not a lot of that. Two parts to this. If you're a senior or someone doing well, and some other people are going through challenges, we're not leaving anyone behind. So let's pull everyone along with us, because everyone's going through their own transition curves. Everyone's coming over the line and to have a successful summer. So help, please, when you see that someone needs help. That's one. And the biggest theme that's been coming in front of me is people not understanding what's right in front of them as the biggest opportunity. I don't say this with College Pro, biggest opportunity. I bet this is the biggest opportunity for people right now in the next few weeks to make your year. That's number one. But you have to take it, and it's an active thing. You have to work harder than you've ever worked, because you're all smart enough. That's not the issue. It's all now about hard work and where you put that hard work, and you have to take it. You will only get the good fortune if you take it right now. You know, strangely enough, I have a Chinese proverb book in front of me, and it's called, the thing that I opened it up to was Turning Point. This is the turning point, not only for College Pro. I'm with you, Aaron. I can't believe that we had this good fortune, because we had good fortune and we're able to do this. And good fortune, luck favors those that are prepared and do the work. So we have to do the work. And if you need help, reach out to Aaron, reach out to me. We've got everyone that wants to help people move ahead. And for those that are knocking out of the park, keep going. And yes, my windows are still dirty. So I love that. If someone sent me that email, I would be buying right away or referring people. So that's it for me. Have a safe rest of the week, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Awesome. And just to wrap it up, guys, again, safety, I'll reiterate that right now is the most important thing. There's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of momentum, but don't forget about safety. Don't take your eye off that. That is such a huge piece of it. We care, way too much about everybody to not stay focused on that. And I'll leave it with, again, momentum, and you can do it. If you're listening to this or you're trying to do something, nobody's trying to put anybody on Mars right now. That doesn't take away from the challenge that running this business is. But if you're trying to do something and you can't figure it out, I guarantee you there's somebody else in the business who's figured it out and is being able to accomplish it. So whatever you're trying to do this week, you can absolutely do it. Whatever you're trying to do this year, you can absolutely do it. But you got to get going right now and reach out and use each other. So we'll wrap it there. Have an awesome, safe, quality day of production. Can't wait to see how many people do 10 estimates today. It's going to be a lot of them. So keep at it, everybody. Have a great Friday. We'll talk to you soon. See you guys.
See you guys.